My dear friends, in the last lecture we have completed the poem 2.4, The Pulli, as well as we have discussed all figures of speech and rhyming scheme in this poem. Let's discuss activities in English workshop. Page number 72. I again start from first question. English workshop. First question. With the help of the clues, pick out the words containing the letters A from the poem and build a word pyramid. You have to pick out the words having letter A from the poem and you have to complete the word pyramid given at the side of that question. First, an article A, write A, an article a preposition at at, a preposition at, past tense of lie, lay, L-A-Y, lay, past tense of lie, L-A-Y, lay, maximum length of your open palm, maximum length of your open palm, span, S-P-A-N, span, S-P-A-N, span, make much of, adore, A-D-O-R-E, make much of, adore, A-D-O-R-E, loveliness, beauty, B-E-A-U-T-Y, loveliness, beauty, B-E-A-U-T-Y, in place of, instead, iron, S-T-E-E-A-D, iron, S-T-E-A-D, instead, a collection of priceless valuables, a collection of priceless valuables, treasure, T-R-E-A-S-U-R-E, T-R-E-A-S-U-R-E, treasure, restlessness and discontent, restlessness and discontent, weariness, W-E-A-R-I-N-E-S-S, W-E-A-R-I-N-E-S-S, weariness. Once again, look just all words in the pyramid: a, at, lay, span, adore, beauty, instead, treasure, and weariness. I have discussed this activity in last lecture also. Now next activity, choose the correct alternative from the following. Herbert's poem The Pulli displays ... as the two main themes. Take here origins and mortality / spirituality. First option, origins and mortality or spirituality. Herbert's poem The Pulli displays origins and mortality or spirituality. B. The summary of the poem The Pulli is: find two correct statements from the given alternatives. Look. Take second, to teach a lesson to a creation, man by the Creator God. That one theme. To teach a lesson to a creation, man by the Creator God. Then another one, correct statements. Take fourth one, to remind man about his Creator in his exhaustion. Two themes are correct, two statements are correct. Second, to teach a lesson to a creation by the Creator. And fourth, to remind man about its creator in his exhaustion. See, in the poem, the pulley is considered fourth, an image by which God compels people to become devout. An image by which God compels people to become devout. That is the pulley. Okay. Fourth, C is fourth option. In the poem, the pulley is considered. Just 1 minute. Mechanical device give to mankind an image to lift object. Yes, take fourth. That is correct. An image by which God compels people to become devout. And D dot is an example of pun from the poem. We have discussed the first, rest in the bottom lay. That is pun, figure of speech. We have discussed in the poem, rest in the bottom lay is an example of pun from the poem. E dot is an example of paradox from the poem. Look, first, just 1 minute. Resting. Yes, third, let him be rich and weary. It means paradox means two opposite ideas but true. Two opposite contradictory ideas but true. So take third one. Let him be rich and weary. Dot is an example of synecdoche from the poem. Just 1 minute. So both should loser be, then beauty flowed. Let us say be pour on him, may toss him to my breast. Take fourth, may toss him to my breast. Synecdoche means when one part of something is used to describe the whole thing. Here him means God. Synecdoche, figure of speech, means when one part of something is used to describe the whole thing. May toss him to my breast. Here him is presented as God. So take fourth activity. Now G dot is an example of alliteration from the poem. Third, repining restlessness. Repining restlessness is example of alliteration. H dot is an example of inversion from the poem. Second, so both should losers be. Second, so both should losers be. Its correct order is so both should be losers. The correct order is so both should be losers. Next, the rhyme scheme of the poem is ABABA. Last, fourth, ABABA. We have discussed about that figures of speech. Now, page number 74. Page number 74. Here, fourth A. Look, there are all question answers. You try question answers yourself. Later, I will give you. First of all, you try these question answers. Just fourth A I discussed. Fourth A and fourth B, page number 74. Discuss with your group and justify the title of the poem, The Pulley, in your own words. We have to justify the title of the poem Pulley in our own words. Look, according to us, you can give your opinion. The pulley represents man's helplessness and reliance on God scientifically. Look, pulley represents man's helplessness. Just listen. Helplessness and reliance on God scientifically. The pulley in the poem means restlessness and weariness, which acts as a pulley to reach God. The pulley in the poem means restlessness. The pulley in the poem means restlessness and weariness, which acts as a pulley to reach God. In this way, you can express your thoughts for this answer. Now B, pick out 3 lines that contain monologues of God. It means monologue as like God is speaking. You have to pick out 3 lines contain monologues of God. Take first, let us into double inverted commas pour on him all we can. Let us into double inverted commas pour on him all we can. P-O-U-R, pour on him all we can, double inverted commas completed. You can write, you can just mark out the line in the poem. Let the words reaches, 4th line, let the words reaches which disperse a lie contract into a span. Let the words reaches which disperse a lie contract into span. And last, let him be rich and weary. Let him be rich and weary. Let him be rich and weary. Okay. Now 5th A, we have discussed. Pick out 2 lines that contain the following figures of speech: antithesis, alliterations, inversions. I have discussed in the poem. You pick out those figures of speech and write here. Now B, explain the figures of speech in the following lines. Just you have to write explanation. Again explain. Rest in the bottom left, it is one figure of speech because the word rest is used with 2 meanings. The word rest is used with 2 meanings. One is the last one remaining. One meaning is you have taken the last one remaining, and other meaning is comfort or relaxation. Other meaning is comfort. Bestow this jewel also on my creature. It is metaphor figure of speech. Why metaphor? Because the jewel is indirectly compared with rest. Because the jewel is compared with rest in the given line for the poetic effect. And rest in nature, not God of nature, repetition. It is a repetition figure of speech because the word nature is repeated in the given line for the poetic effect. Because the word nature in the given line is repeated for the poetic effect. Okay, here important. All activities have been completed. Page number 71, just I discussed 2 questions. Page number 71, just last 2 questions I discussed. What did God's glass of blessings contain? What did God's glass of blessings contain? Look, God's glass of blessings contained strength, beauty, wisdom, honor and pleasure. God's glass of blessings contained beauty, wisdom, honor, pleasure and strength. Again, God's glass of blessings contained first, that is strength, wisdom, honor and pleasure. Now next question, what would the human being do if God gifted him with rest? If God gifted the human with rest, then the human being would have been selfish. would have been selfish. He would have forgotten the God. He would have forgotten the God, full stop. He would not be grateful. He would not be grateful of God for his blessings. Look again. If God gifted him with rest, then the human being would be very selfish. He would just admire the gifts instead of God and God's love and affection. He would forget the God and just forget the God. He would not be grateful for God. In this way, you can answer of this question. Here, look, fully this poem has been completed and 2 units have been completed. Second unit have been completed. I have taken directly second unit. I haven't started first unit. All 6 lessons in the second unit have been completed. Now I am starting unit 3. Unit 3, second lesson, The Night I Met Einstein, page number 107. Page number 107. It's also very inspiring topic. The Night I Met Einstein. Just 1 minute. (3.2) The Night I Met Einstein. It is very inspiring lesson. This topic has been written by Jerome Widman. By Jerome Widman. Everyone knows Einstein. Einstein was the greatest scientist. He was the physicist. He was the greatest scientist. And look, the writer has expressed his one experience in this topic. This topic has expressed the importance of learning as well as teaching. How should one teach to others and or to students? This topic represents the importance of learning as well as teaching process. First of all, let's discuss about writer Jerome Widman. He was born in 1913 and he has passed away in 1998. Was an American playwright and novelist. Jerome Widman was an American playwright and novelist also. He has written a lot of plays as well as novels. So he was an American playwright and novelist. In 1960, he won the Pulitzer Prize for his work. A musical titled Fiorillo, look, in 1960. In 1960, he won the Pulitzer Prize for his work. That work is a musical titled Fiorillo. Look, what is the Pulitzer Prize? It is annual American award given for journalism or literature or music. It is annual one award, American award, which is given for journalism, literature as well as for music field. And in this way, in 1960, the writer Jerome Whitman had been awarded with Pulitzer Prize for his Fiorillo, that musical drama. He collaborated with George, worked together with George Abbott, Jerry Bock and Sheldon Hornick for its music and lyrics. Look, Jerome Whitman had been working with George Abbott, Jerry Bock, Sheldon Hornick for its music and lyrics. His book, I Can Get It For You Wholesale, has also been used for a movie of the same name. Look, this writer had written one book, namely I Can Get It For You Wholesale, and that book has been used for a movie. That book has been transferred into movie and with the same name. The movie has been given the same name, I Can Get It For You Wholesale. Okay. In this way, this writer was having a versatile personality. He was American playwright, novelist, as well as he was the musician. He had worked with many musicians, and look, in this topic he has expressed his experience with Albert Einstein, Dr. Albert Einstein. Look what does he say in this topic. When I was a very young man, I was invited to dine for dinner at the house of philanthropist. Philanthropist means generous person, noble person. Generous person, noble person. Writer is expressing his experience, one experience in this topic. Look, when the writer was very young man, at that time he had been invited for dinner at the house of one philanthropist, at the house of a very generous person. Look, when writer was very young, at that time he had been invited for dinner by one noble person. After a wonderful dinner, our hostess took us to a large drawing room. Hostess, it means a woman who invites guests to a social event. The word has been given. After a wonderful dinner, the hostess took all of them to a large drawing room. After a wonderful dinner, the hostess took all of them to a large drawing room. Look what was there. Chairs were being arranged, and in that hall, in that large room, chairs were being arranged. I am arranging the chairs for a concert. Concert means musical performance. Performance of a music by players or singers. Musical performance. I am arranging the chairs for a concert, my hostess said, when all guests went into that large room at that time. Their hostess declared that she has been arranging the chairs for a concert. She had been arranging the chairs for a concert. We are going to listen to a very good pianist. She declared that they were going to listen a very good pianist. They were going to listen a very good pianist. It means after dinner there was a program of music. All guests were being entertained with musical performance, and that lady declared that they were going to listen a good pianist. Pianist means someone who plays piano. Okay. Who plays piano, that is pianist, and that there was a program of that pianist. Though everyone else was very happy, I was not. Look what happened. After listening about that program, everyone, all guests were so happy, but the writer was not happy. Look what had happened for not getting happy, for not being happy. Though everyone else was very happy, I was not. Everyone was very happy, but writer was not looking very happy. Everyone likes to listen music. After dinner, there was a program of that pianist. So everyone was curious to listen that music, but the writer was a bit upset. I did not understand classical music. The reason was he didn't understand the classical music. The reason was he didn't understand the classical music. I thought I was tone deaf. Tone deaf means unable to hear difference between high and low notes of music. Tone deaf means unable to hear difference between high and low notes of music. The writer was considering himself as a tone deaf. He was thinking that he was unable to understand the tones in the music. So he would consider himself as a tone deaf, so he was not happy. Moreover, he did not like classical music, so he was not happy, whereas other guests were so curious, so happy to listen that program. I sat down so that I would not be impolite and waited for the concert to begin. Others were so eager to attend that program. Just writer was not fond of classical music, but being polite, he just sat down for the concert to begin. He did not refuse there to listen, to attend that program, because if he had refused them, then others would have been hurt. So for being polite, he sat down there and waited for concert to begin. I did not pay attention to music after it began. When that program started, when that pianist started to play his piano, at that time all others guests were listening that music very eagerly, very interestingly, but the writer did not have any interest in that music, so he did not pay any attention to the music after it began. Look, after a while, look what happened. That program began. The pianist started to play his piano. Everyone was enjoying that program, but not writer, as he did not like that classical music, so he did not pay any attention to the music when it began. After a while, I heard everyone clapping, so I realized that piece was over. After some time, everyone started clapping and the writer heard the sound of clapping. At that time, he realized that the program had been ended, the program had been over. It means he did not have any attention to that program. He was just present there physically, not mindly. When he heard the sound of clapping, at that time he realized that the program had been over, the program had been ended. So, just then I heard a gentle but firm voice saying, "You are fond of bag?" Just at that time, he heard someone's voice, and that voice asked whether he had been fond of bag. Someone asked the writer whether he likes bag, whether he was fond of bag. Look, Johann Sebastian Bach, a German organist and composer of 17th century. It is the name of one organist in the 17th century, Johann Sebastian Bach. Just then, I heard gentle but firm voice saying, "You are fond of bag." It means after ending that program, someone asked him whether he had been fond of bag. I knew as much about bag as I did about nuclear physics. Writer did not understand that word. He knew as much about bag as he did about nuclear physics. He had studied nuclear physics, and in that physics, that would be something new, different concept in physics. I was going to say something ordinary so that I could get out of the situation. Look, the writer did not know about that bag, who is organist, but to just get rid out of situation, he wanted to say something ordinary. I was going to say something ordinary so that I could get out of the situation. It means to just get rid from that situation, to just cover up that topic. He was going to tell something different about Bach, because literally he did not know anything about Bach. I turned in order to look at my neighbor, and I saw a very famous face. At that time, he turned in order to look at his neighbor. At that time, when he turned to look his neighbor, at that time he saw a very famous face, and it was the face of famous scientist Dr. Albert Einstein. I turned in order to look at my neighbor, and I saw a very famous face. It was someone with a shock of white hair and pipe. A shock means a bunch of something, a bunch of white hair. When the writer turned to look his neighbor, at that time he saw very famous face. It was someone with a shock of white hair. That person had a bunch of, means having a white hair and pipe. It means that person was no one but Dr. Albert Einstein, having white hairs and a pipe. I knew that I must tell this man the truth. The writer thought that he should tell all truth to that man. I knew that I must tell this man the truth. He looked at me as if my answer was very important. The writer decided to tell that person everything about him, about music, and that person looked at him as his answer was very important, and that famous face, Dr. Albert Einstein was looking at writer as like he wanted to tell something very important. I do not know anything about Bach, I said, and frankly, writer told him that he did not know anything about Bach. He did not know anything about Bach. I have never heard any of his music. The writer told that he had never heard any of his music. He had never heard any of his music. He looked surprised when writer cleared about himself that he did not know anything about Bach and he had never heard any of his music. At that time, that person, Einstein, had been totally surprised. You have never heard of Bach? He asked. Einstein asked writer whether he had never heard of Bach really. Because Einstein, after listening, writer had been shocked because Bach had been very famous at that time. Everyone knew the music of Bach. So when the Einstein heard about that writer at that time, being shocked, he asked, really, he had not heard of Bach? He made it sound as if I had said that I had never taken a bath. Look, means he asked in such feeling, in such sound that if the writer had not taken bath, means the Einstein had been really shocked. So he asked him in a very surprising mood, as like the writer had never taken a bath. Bath and back, just same pronunciation by funnily, in amusing way. This statement has been used. The writer thought, the writer felt that that person asked him in such sound that he had never taken bath. I would like to understand music so that I could understand Bach, I said. Then the writer cleared, to understand Bach music, he would like to understand music. If he wanted to enjoy Bach, he wanted to understand the basic music. The basic music, the fundamental things in music. I would like to understand music so that I could understand Bach, but I am not able to, I am tone deaf. But writer told him that he was not able to understand Bach. According to him, he was tone deaf. He was not able to understand low and high notes of music. So he thought he would not be able to understand such music. At that time, the old man got up. When Einstein listened the opinion of writer about music, about himself, at that time the Einstein got up. You will come with me, he asked. He asked whether he would go with him. I just remained seated at that time. Writer remained seated in his place. Dr. Einstein asked him to go with him. I am requesting you to come with me, he said again. He again requested. He means Dr. Albert Einstein again requested to go with him. So I went up with him. So writer obeyed him and he went with him. He took me to a room which had a gramophone in it. Gramophone, you know, the picture has been shown. Gramophone, a machine for playing recorded music. A machine for playing recorded music. Gramophone. The picture has been shown. Okay. So the writer went up with him. He took me to a room which had a gramophone. Einstein took writer in a room where there had been a gramophone and asked her, what kind of music do you like? After getting in that room, Einstein asked the writer, what kind of music would he like? What kind of music would he like? Well, I answered, I like songs that have words and kind of music where I can follow the tune. When Dr. Albert Einstein asked what kind of music would he like at that time, writer answered, he would like songs which have words and the kind of music which he can follow the tune. The writer answered Einstein that he would like to listen such music which have words and such kind of music which he would follow it happily. And look, we also listen songs from movies having words, not just music, not just classical music. And when we listen such songs, our favorite songs, at that time, after some time, in some situation where you would be so happy, at that time you sing that song in happy mood in that situation. In this way, the writer told Einstein that he would like to listen such songs having words and such kind of music which he could follow the tune. At that time, look what was the reply of Einstein. He smiled and nodded, obviously pleased. Dr. Albert Einstein had been pleased. He smiled and nodded. Nodded means agreed. You can give me an example perhaps. He smiled and asked him to give an example of any song. He smiled and nodded. It means after listening the demand of writer, Dr. Albert Einstein accepted and he asked to give him one example. I told him I like anything by Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby, American singer and actor. American singer and actor. So the writer told him that he would like anything of Bing Crosby. He would like to listen anything of Bing Crosby. At once I could hear Bing Crosby's voice filling the room. As soon as the writer told that he would like to listen the songs of Bing Crosby, Albert Einstein started playing the songs of that singer. And the whole room had been filled with that music. At once I could hear Bing Crosby's voice filling the room. Now, can you please tell me what you just heard? After listening that song, Einstein asked the writer whether he could tell him what he had heard. After listening that song, Einstein politely asked the writer whether he could tell him what kind of music he heard, what he just what he had heard at that time. Look, it means Einstein asked that writer what he had heard at that time. The simplest answer seemed to be sing the lines, so I sang it back to him. Look, what would be the answer of writer? The simplest answer was to sing those lines again. Whatever he had heard, he has to repeat again, and that would be answer of that question. The simplest answer seemed to be to sing the lines, so I sang it back to him. So the writer sang those lines again for him. He smiled. You are not tone deaf, he said. When Albert Einstein listened the songs of writer, when he sang at that time, he told him that he had been not tone deaf. He understands the music very well. He smiled, you are not tone deaf. I told him this was one of my favorite songs, something I had heard hundreds of times, so it didn't really prove anything. When Dr. Albert Einstein told him that he had been not tone deaf at that time, the writer couldn't believe it. According to him, it was his one of the favorite songs which he had heard 100 times, so that singing would not prove that he had not been tone deaf. Look again. I told him this was one of my favorite songs, something I had heard hundreds of times, so it didn't really prove anything. Writer couldn't believe on the statement of Albert Einstein, as he had not been tone deaf. According to writer, that song had been his favorite song, which he had heard hundreds of times, so according to him it would not prove. Nonsense, said Einstein. At that time Einstein got angry. Einstein was annoyed. He called him fool. Nonsense. It proves everything. According to Einstein, that singing proves everything. Do you remember your first arithmetic lesson in school? Then Einstein started to give him one example of his school days. He asked whether he remembered his first arithmetic lesson in school, first mathematics lesson in school. Suppose at your very first contact with numbers, your teacher had ordered you to work out a problem in, say, long division or fraction. Would you have done it? Einstein asked writer, suppose at the first contact with numbers, in just introduction with numbers, if his teacher had ordered him to solve complex sums, to work out some problems as like long divisions and fractions, then whether he could have solved it. Look how nicely was Einstein teaching him. He was teaching him to understand classical music, so he asked, he gave the example of his school days. He told him, if in the first contact with numbers, if his teacher had ordered him to work out a problem as like long division and fraction, then whether the writer could have done it? No, of course not. The writer honestly replied, no, he couldn't work out those problems in just initial stage of mathematics. And look, in play school, in junior KG, senior KG, those students were just introduced with numbers. If in that stage, if they were asked to solve sums, then they couldn't, because those years were the base of them. They just want to learn basic concept in mathematics. And Albert Einstein was convincing the same to writer. Exactly. It's like learning maths. Look, after giving the example, what did he want to convince the writer? Exactly, it's like learning maths. We have to learn addition and subtraction in order to do multiplication and division. Now I am playing something a little more advanced. After giving the example of mathematics, Einstein told him exactly to learn music is as like learning mathematics. He first has to learn addition and subtraction in order to do multiplication and division. Before learning multiplication and division, he has to learn addition and subtraction. He told him about the music also, about the learning of music also. And he told him that he was going to start something advanced music. Look how nicely was he teaching the writer to understand the classical music. Okay, I stop here. I repeat this passage in next lecture again, and I complete this topic tomorrow. Okay.